Streetz.
Who the fuck is that guy?
This is video number 1 on how to hold pads, and it's the 5 things you want to make sure that you're not doing when you hold the pads. So let's go. Number 1. We're going to start at the absolute basics. That doesn't mean it's not important, alright? So first things first. Number 1, you want to make sure you're not holding the pads as if the person has a gigantic head. Hooray! Hand position is very important when you hold the pads. If you're holding your pads out like this, your person is going to be throwing punches wrongly because they're going to have to stretch across themselves to hit the pads. If you're holding the hooks like this, they're going to be over swinging. That's not the sort of technique that you want to be working. Remember that it should resemble like a face. So when you're holding those hooks, you want them to be hitting on the middle line, so you're going to be holding those hooks on the midline. The uppercuts, they're supposed to be going towards the bottom of the chin, so you're going to be holding the uppercuts at that point. Your 1s and your 2s, your straight punches, you want to be catching those shots down the middle rather than out here. The other thing with this sort of gigantic head hostage position is if I turn sideways and you're holding the pads like this, you are likely to hurt your shoulder. The best way to hold pads is be in a boxing stance yourself. Imagine that you're the one doing the boxing as well, which you kind of are. You're going to be in that position and you can catch the pads from there. Nice balanced stance and arms in nice and tight, ready to go. Number 2. Number 2 is the flip side of number 1. So we said you do want to have those hands in the right position. Straights are going to be going straight towards the face. That doesn't mean you want to put it in front of your face. So number 2 is don't go all Fight Club and start beating yourself up. Oh! Oh! It's pretty self-explanatory, so we're not going to go into too much on this one, but it does happen. So just to confirm, when you're holding your straights, do not hold it directly in front of your face for obvious reasons. That shot is going to come through and you're going to end up smacking yourself in the face. You don't want that. You don't want to look stupid. Keep those hands in your guard, and when you want it, put it a good distance away from you so that the punch is still going to be on track, but it's not going to be directly in front of your face. Number 3. Number 3 is something that, again, you're going to see a lot with people that are relatively new to pads. Maybe they want to make a nice sound when the punch is hitting. Maybe they, again, want to keep the shot away from them a little bit. And what it is, it's the Hulk smash, okay? So number 3 thing you don't want to do when you're holding the pads is the old Hulk smash of the punches. Difference between catching the shot, giving it some resistance, and smacking the shot. If you smack the shot, the problem with that is A, you're shortening that person's punch, so they're never getting the full range of motion that you want. And also too, you're much more likely to injure their hand or maybe even hurt yourself if you're smashing down on the shot. So again, going back to what we said before, in your boxing stance, catching just enough is what you're looking for. Try not to smash that pad too much. Number 4, again, is going to be the flip side to the Hulk smash, and that is pulling the pad away.
I trust you.
The key is you want to provide some resistance. You want to be catching the punches, not pulling away from the punches. Again, this is something that you're going to see in people that are just getting started with their mitt work, pad work. They're still not overly comfortable having punches coming at them. So sometimes they pull those pads away. Really, really try not to do that. This is one of the worst things that you can do. If you're trying to build a client base, if you're a trainer and you're doing pad works with your clients, you are going to injure them. They're going to hyperextend their elbow. If you take that pad away, they're going to stretch too far, they're going to hurt their elbow, and they're not going to want to come back. They might not even be able to come back for a while because they're going to be injured. That's a trust that's going to take a while to build back up. If a person's throwing a punch and you keep pulling away, they're never going to throw that punch properly because they're always going to be a little bit worried. Are you going to pull the pad away? Is the pad going to be there? So just try and avoid that situation. Don't pull the pads away. That's tip number 4. Number 5! Tip number 5 is a two-edged sword. So we've got 5A and 5B. Now, up until now, points 1 to 4 have been the absolute basics of pad holding, how to position yourself, where the target should be, how you should be catching the punch. Number 5 is for someone who may be a little bit more used to catching the punches and they're starting to add in some defenses. So 5A is don't be too nice. So what I mean by that is if your person is in front of you, which is where they should be, and you want them to slip, don't put the pads out here so they don't even have to move. There's no point in them slipping if the shot is going to miss them anyway. Your job is to show them how the shots are going to be coming at them, and it's their job to try and get out of the way. So you want to make sure that shot is on target. A little tip, it's not something that you have to do, something I do which I feel helps for people that may be new to defense and they're a little bit wary of shots coming out and they pull away or something like that. As I'm feeding the shot, I might just turn my hands over a little bit so it's still going in the straight line. However, they're getting nicked with the softer bit of the pad, or you might come with the backhand side rather than coming straight at them with a thick pad. The stitching might catch them, they might get a little bit off put by that. You can just turn the hand. As I said, you don't need to do it, but it's something that you can do. However, just make sure when you're throwing those defense, they are on target. Don't be too nice and go off to the side or do your bobs completely over their head. Make sure it's at a target so they're having to do the proper defense to get out the way of it. Otherwise, you're not doing anyone any favors. Now, 5B is the flip side to that. We've said don't be too nice, put it on target. At the same time, don't be a dick. That's 5B. So what I mean by that is if you're telling your person to slip off to the side, you know where they're going to be. If you wait until they slip and then punch them, that's not super cool, okay? So you want to be preparing them for a shot that's coming at them, and their job is to defend that. Don't add in another layer and then just wait until they do it. You know exactly what they're going to do and punch them over there. That's not cool. Put the shot where it should be. It's their job to get out of the way of it. It's your job to catch whatever comes back. In future videos, we're going to be talking more about what shots should come back. But for now, that's 5 things that you want to make sure that you're not doing when you hold the pad. Alright guys, so thanks a lot for watching. I hope those were a little bit helpful. As I said, they are very much the basics. However, they are very important, especially if you're just getting started into how to hold pads. The basics is what's going to serve you all the way through. By doing these, you're going to make sure that you don't hurt anyone. You're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to need to take time out. Your clients aren't going to need to take time out. So if you try and stick to these, hopefully this will give you a good introductory base work. Obviously, we're going to move on a lot from here. Next week, we're going to be going on to some of the defense and the counterattacks that will come from them. If there's anything in particular you'd like to see in any of these videos, please do let me know. Drop a comment below, send me a message, anything like that. I'll make sure I go through them. We'll get back to you and hopefully cover whatever you want covered in these videos. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching and hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.